Hey, they just announced part 2. I wonder what does Twitter have to say about it. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that it's called X now.
Never let you go. It's wanting them all for a chance at least.
Well, never mind. Oh boy. Look, I am not here to judge part 2, okay? I'm here to talk about the lore. So, let's dive into Honkai Impact 3rd Part 2. Right off the bat, we can see that the story of Part 2 happens on September 23rd at 7:30 PM in the year 2023. Wait a minute. What day is today? Oh my god, it's happening today, as I am writing the script. That's crazy! This means that part 2 is set around 5.5 years after part 1.5 and 2 years prior to APHO. People were expecting a huge time skip, but that seems not to be the case. Since the story is happening before APHO, it makes me wonder how everything will connect. Keep in mind that the developers confirmed that as the story progresses, we will discover that part 1, APHO and part 2 are all part of a bigger plot that will tie everything together. Dawei also said during the reveal video that we'll be moving from the Earth-Moon system to the Solar system. So I do not think that the story on Mars will be very long, maybe a year or two, and after that, just like how we move in Honkai Star Rail from world to world, we'll be moving from planet to planet in Honkai Impact 3rd. I genuinely hope that this means that we'll return to Earth just in time for APHO 3 and connect the stories. We see the Mars exploration team, a group of Shixel members tasked with exploring the neighboring red planet, Mars, sorry. For a moment there, I was part of the Honkai Impact 3rd English localization team.
世界は金星と呼ぶべきかな。
On the ship, we met Erdos Helia, an A-rank Valkyrie of Shixel. Helia is a professional astronaut who participated in the fight against Honkai on Earth as a regular Valkyrie. She sees Durandal as her idol and strives to be like her. Fun fact, both Helia and the other character from Earth, Coralie, were teased in the chapter 35 during the fight with Kevin, confirming that both were indeed part of Shixel at that time. Oh, and speaking of Coralie, her full name is Coralie 6626 blank, and she's the adopted daughter of Dr. Einstein, who named her after Emma Planck, one of the founders of anti-entropy. She is also part of the Mars exploration team together with Helia. Due to the effects of the Honkai, Coralie was born with animal ears and a tail, and her body stopped aging prematurely. Just like Dr. Mophead, she received her doctorate at the age of 17. We also got some more stuff revealed on the CN side, which confirms that Helia and Coralie waited for 3 months in the orbit of Mars before landing at Lunae Planum, which is a real place on Mars, by the way. Oh, and speaking of Mars, when the two of them landed, we could see this giant anchor called the Anchor of Apocalypse that might be connected to the demise of the planet. It's important to mention that all the places introduced during the trailer, namely Quansha City, which is a giant metropolis, and Langshuo, the other place with a much more eerie atmosphere that honestly looks like it had been through a lot, are bubble worlds of Mars. The civilization of the real world Mars is long gone. And this was already told to us during chapter 35 when Kevin looked at the dreams of the Honkai beasts. The cocoon of finality stalled on Mars, and the only remnants of civilization exist only in bubble worlds. And this is why these places are in the Sea of Quanta. I'm looking forward to see if the cocoon is truly connected to that anchor or not, and how it impacted the civilization there, besides presumably wiping them out. An idea that came to my mind while seeing this is, you know how in the past we were told that the civilizations that failed to defeat the Honkai sink into the Sea of Quanta? And people took it literally. But what if, after they are wiped out, their data is just used by the sea to create bubble worlds, so these could just be the remains of the Martian civilization, and the Anchor of Apocalypse could be just an ether anchor used to keep them stable. Anyway, I digress. The other characters introduced are the Dream Seeker, a resident of Osha City and an engineering student who studied salvaging and the exploration of resources from the Sea of Data, which is an altered space of the Sea of Quanta. One day, because of a coincidence, the Dream Seeker met a figure suspected of being a god in their dreams, thus embarking on an adventure to save Mars. The Dream Seeker is also the character from whose perspective we will explore the story. In other words, she's our new MC. After a certain point in the story, the players can freely change between male and female. Many people are upset about her being another self-insert silent MC, which is not confirmed yet, by the way. She might be her own character and have voice lines and development, right? Right, guys? Please ignore the copium huffs. What gives me hope is that they have a clear backstory and a goal, unlike the other HoYo MCs who are amnesic blank slates for us to self-insert. But to be fair, Adam is also the same, so who knows. This is not a deal breaker for me, but I would have loved an actual character as MC, and I can totally understand why people are mad about this. The red-haired yo-yo girl is called Senadina. Her name could be spelled differently in the official release. I found several translations that all spelled her name in different ways, so I don't know. This made the most sense to me. Anyway, Mars Alicia is described as a mysterious girl with an unknown past. She was born in the Sea of Data and has a positive and wholesome personality. She is the Dream Seeker's first adventure partner, and it is said to be connected to the god that the Dream Seeker saw. So we have two groups, the Martian exploration team formed by Helia and Coralie, and the Dream Seeker and Senadina who are trying to save Mars, or the bubble universes of Mars. It's still not clear. I think that they refer to the bubble universe since the Dream Seeker is from one of them and the actual Mars is already in ruins anyway. I saw some people theorizing that the action might happen in the past and the present simultaneously, with Helia and Coralie being in the present day and Senadina and the Dream Seeker in the past. And while I do think that it's an interesting idea, I don't think that's the case. It would be just too complicated for them to work around that. Oh, and there's one last character called Songque, and she's from Langxi, but we don't really know much about her. There are a lot more things that I could talk about from that trailer, but I want to keep this video about things that we mostly know for a fact. But there are a couple more things that were revealed during the CN livestream that I wanted to mention. I saw people upset by the lack of the main cast from part 1, myself included to be honest, but they did confirm that we will have more characters from part 1 being involved in the new story. For now, the only returning character is Vita, who is said to play a major part in connecting the stories of part 1.5 and part 2, though the devs left the impression that there will be more as the story continues. One misconception that I've seen floating around is that the gameplay of the old characters will be adjusted to have aerial combat. That is false. They never said that. What they said was that all the new characters will have aerial combat. They only mentioned that the old ones will be able to jump and use the grappling hook in the open zones while exploring, not in combat. This means that we will most likely be able to use the old characters in the new zones, but no, they won't have any gameplay adjustments, as far as we know. Also, I am mostly fine with the UI, I would only like if they could allow us to keep the bridge backgrounds. Anyway, see you on Mars!